Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
The Escape Pod.
And welcome back to another episode of the Escape Pods, brought to you by Turnstile Records. I'm Sean Enough.
I'm Jezbot.
And I'm Timmy Lives. Yes.
Well,
great intro.
yep.
Jeez. And you came in with that
That radio
that laugh
voice.
like we did something funny just before we in that little break.
Yeah, the
which we
fire
did.
laugh. Yeah.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
True
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah. We're back.
We are.
We've had a little mini hiatus. As you might have heard from the last two episodes, we had a little trip to Thailand, which was
Really must go.
Yep, really must go. We tried tried it out.
I didn't go to Thailand. I wish I did, but you did.
Oh, I did.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
And then we put together a clip show, and we just wanted to remind listeners, if you heard clips from the clip show that you hadn't heard before, it should be incentive to go back and listen to what we've done, because we're pretty good.
I say it's either incentive or...
No, it's just like, if you like what you hear, then you're going to like what else you hear.
We had a lot of fun putting that together, Tim. Well done on that.
Took too long.
You'll find some of the stories are highly edited. To make a gag.
That's true.
That's all right.
That's true.
That's all behind the curtain stuff. You don't
Sorry,
need to
I
worry
don't
about
even need
that.
to know.
No.
I might edit this out.
Yeah,
Not the
smoke
intro,
and mirrors.
Intro's good.
Wizard of Oz stuff.
It is. So look, there's a lot.
Lot to cover.
There's a lot
It's
happening.
been a while. Yeah. So you went to Thailand with the family. We've heard about that story. You're back, settled in. Is it all?
Yeah, I will say, which I didn't say on that podcast, is that it felt very much like Bali, and the entire time I was there, I had trouble like deciphering where I was. It could have been the alcohol. Could have been. But it felt very Bali.
Is it
Did you
because
find
it
that
was? Yeah, I think it's because it's filled with Australians and pommies. So,
Yep. The climate,
Third world vibe.
third world vibe filled with obnoxious first world critters.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yep.
It is very much.
and a hint of Bali belly.
Uh,
To toot.
To toot. To boot. In the boot.
You got bits crook. Or did Mason
No. I think Mason just overdid it. There's too much pizza and chockies and stuff. You know, your body transitions into the new, rich, sugary tastes of another country, and
you got to
yeah.
worry when your son comes home.
He
with
doesn't. He
the
doesn't
gout.
remember any of it. So he woke up from a deep sleep, vomiting. So I don't think he remembers any of it. So
What, Thailand or just the
No,
vomiting
the vomiting.
part? Right.
yeah,
That's good.
It's the best way to go in your sleep.
it is. Is it?
I don't know.
What, to go as in to go to the deep demise of the other side, or
It's actually not pleasant waking up, Hill, is it?
waking up cacking your dacks?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. What the?
We've
And
Done it
according
again.
to the highlight reel, we've discussed this previously.
yeah.
We have. So no need to discuss now. Now, look, for our listeners that do listen to the show, I was waiting for them to reply. No one listening. Great. But you'll remember such episodes as Trevor.
Oh
Trevor
yes.
returns. Trevor strikes back. Trevor is back.
Indiana Trevor and the Trevor of Doom.
Yes.
That was not good.
Back to the Trevor.
Don't reward that.
Parts
at
1
all.
to 3. Okay. It's not a Trevor story as such, but it's a Melbourne, my street kind of vibe.
I'm down. I'm interested. I'm listening.
So I'll hammer through it because I don't want to bore you or the listeners. But here it is. When I left the other day to pick the kids up, I walk over to the school, and my street was filled with, we got 'em, Sarge.
Oh.
Filled with cops.
The boys in blue.
Boys in blue.
Okay.
Girls in blue, actually. I think that was all.
Oh, yeah, well, of
women.
course, I shouldn't be so gender specific. I do
I
apologise.
should have called you out on it.
No, well, no, you should have called me out on it.
Did I?
That's
Oh,
I
I'm
should have been.
calling you out.
It's a changing world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those dudes in blues.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yep. So anyway, they're in the street. I didn't have enough time to stop.
Okay.
They're looking at the house directly across the driveway, directly across from my driveway. You guys know it. The listeners don't know it. Picture a driveway, across from a driveway.
Okay.
You got it.
I'm right there.
So I went and picked the kids up, and I was
smell
like,
it.
come on, to them, because I wanted to get back to have something to say on the podcast.
Right.
I didn't want to miss the action. So I got back, and I'll just go back a week before this.
Okay.
The
So
guy
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Flashback.
The guy that's selling the house has pimped it out. He's done one of those a la decoration shows where they go, this is the kids' room. We're going to have a kind of fun atmosphere. We're going to have deep, dark blues because it's a boys' room. And here's a soccer ball in the corner for those kids that like to play soccer. And this is open plan living for open plan livings. So he's taken me through the house, and I've had a look at it. I've gone, mate, this is quite nice.
Done well.
Because you've done quite well. All right, flash forward, doodle-it, back to me entering the street full of cops. So old mate who's selling the house is out the front, and he's just like, oh, God, come over, Timo. I had a chat with him for a bit, and he's like, so this is what's happening, right?
Didn't have a permit for the gazebo.
No, it's a Goldilocks situation.
Of
We've
course.
got a Goldilocks situation, a 247 Goldilocks
Okay.
over. We got him, Sarge.
Oh,
A
Which is,
porridge.
someone was eating their porridge.
Yeah.
Okay, it's more of a case here. It's more of a case of this, right?
Slept in their beds.
Earlier that day, old mate selling the house received a call from one of the painters / cleaners or whoever. Said, I don't know, Brian.
Brian, that'll do. That's
Like
pretty
a better
good.
name. He's Indian.
Okay.
Good Indian name, Brian.
Sure.
Is someone living here already? He's like, bleh? He's like, oh, because I've just
Tim
come
the
to-
Toolman Taylor makes a resurgence. Sorry, I had to say.
They,
It's right there in your wheelhouse.
No, that was
Tim
very
Lives.
well done. Very well
Okay.
done.
basically, he goes, well, we've got a Goldilocks situation.
Huh.
There's someone asleep in the upstairs bed.
Oh dear.
You were right.
Oh, really?
Good pick.
So he went to the first bedroom. The mattress was a little
far too hard.
Too hard.
Yeah. He went to the last bedroom and it was just right. I'm pretty sure he was in the master room with the adjoining
Ensuite.
ensuite. Thank you very much.
Jesus
Couldn't
Christ,
think
you
of
were
it.
like...
Yep.
Yeah, I was hanging there. So I've gone, oh, right, okay. So I thought the cops were in there just checking it out, making sure that he didn't steal anything. Because surely, in the time that it takes for the cleaner to tell the guy to call the cops to get the cops there, the perpetrator's gone. The perp's gone.
The
We
sleeper.
didn't get him. The sleeper.
The sleeper cell.
Yeah. So
He
he's
woke
like, no. He's still in there. Right?
Alcohol.
He's not going. He's going for squatters' rights.
He's still asleep in the house. The cops are going, creepy, peery through the door, right? They get in because old mate's got a key. He lets the cops in. Yeah. They go up. Biggity bam. Well, get him out of bed. Get up. Right? Get up, Goldie.
It's the police.
And,
Police here. Wake up.
And they've brought him outside. Sure enough, he had blonde hair, which is quite amusing to the Goldilocks thing.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's amusing. And what are the odds of his name being Goldilocks?
I know. What are the odds?
It's crazy.
So the cops pulled him out. He actually, when they pulled it, I was like, is this the guy? So I was showing old mate. Is this the guy? Showed him the video of Trevor kicking my car.
Aha.
You know, we got that on footage
Yeah.
from the other neighbours.
Yes.
And he's like, no. He's much younger than that. So I was expecting to see Trevor come out.
Oh, for sure.
God bless you, Trevor. I'm sorry, mate.
It wasn't you.
It wasn't you. I overstated that. Maybe Trevor is innocent in all this. Maybe not.
Sounds like he's got something
It
to do with
feels like
it,
he
though.
has something to do with it. So anyway, as they've pulled this guy out, and I will paint the scene for you, Your Honour. He looked up the court to I assume freedom, and he did a flinch, and the cops had to like pull tight, like he was going to do a runner. He was cuffed. They put him in. He saw us and did a little.
Went for the dash.
Well, I don't know if he was dashing towards freedom or dashing towards us, the dobbers.
Oh, no.
Do you know what I
he's
mean?
giving you a little bit of a gesture.
Yeah, like a come here, like a little one of those chicken pecks.
If he wasn't cuffed, he would have given you the little finger across the throat.
the finger across the throat.
You're dead, you're
Instead,
dead.
he stuck his finger across his butt because he's cuffed from behind.
Yeah.
Stink finger.
He's giving me the stink finger.
Stink
Yep.
palm.
Stick palm. So they arrested him, took him away. I actually, when they drove down the street, I went, I'm out of here. I disappeared because I didn't want him to see me go into the house across the road. I wanted to be a passerby.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what I mean? And we hadn't got the cameras installed, so I would have had footage to show you. I would have had the footage, but
I didn't get you that birthday present.
no, you still did, but we haven't cashed it in for actual goods and or services.
Well, what I've given you is an IOU present.
Like I gave you for your 40th. Yeah.
It all works out.
Yeah. Let's get each other nothing.
So
they arrested him.
It's a cycle.
It is a cycle.
So, like, I'm just saying that this street seems to be a magnet for crackheads, junkies, tweakers, skegs, bogans, alcoholics,
me.
compulsive gamblers,
No, you're doing quite
spitters,
well. Yeah.
scratchers,
Tweakers, weavers, crack fiends.
Dickheads,
think he's a
dweebs.
righteous dude.
Do you know what it is?
What is
It's the alleyway at the end of your court. This is
got
the
an
problem.
alleyway.
Okay, can I
There's
just
a thoroughfare.
Can I just throw a gold?
Pedestrian
Can I throw a
thoroughfare.
little gold nugget into the mix? The cops come over to us just before they brought him out and said, "All right, we've confiscated all his possessions." She had a clear baggie which had a pack of rollies, what looked to be like kind of paraphernalia of sorts,
Yes.
and a set of keys. And she's gone, boom, boom, boom. Is this your key to old mate? And he's gone, yeah. So he's got a key to the place. And they said, now we just got to ask you a quick question, Brian.
Are you running an illegal Airbnb?
Yeah. Was he renting here? Because he gave us the story that he was renting here, and he just came and I was renting here. So I chimed in and said, no, it was a lovely Asian couple that were here with their kids, and no, it wasn't him. But he had a key to the place.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw out that one of the cleaners, painters, slash not the guy that called the cops, but somebody else has cut him a key.
Yeah.
And said, "Go crash."
You got
bro."
tradesmen coming and going. They would have just had a key under the mat. He would have found a key under the mat, got a cut.
Because I was standing there with him, and he's like, "How did he get it?" I'm doing it. My impersonation of Brian. Yeah, an Indian guy.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
How did he
look,
get it?
You can find keys. I'm with that under the rock, under the mat, like you're saying, Sean.
Just to provide access for all the tradesmen. They can't all have individual keys. There might have been a key around. Or,
So
it's
have
weird,
we
though.
unveiled a squatter's ring of secrets as such, where someone goes in to clean, gets given a key, cuts it for
Yeah,
one
it's
of
like
the
there's.
homies.
I know there's not going to be anyone here for at least a week, so you can squat for a week. Just keep it clean enough, and I'll be back on Monday and I'll clean up your. I'll make the beds.
I was fast asleep on my bed, officer.
What's the
What
charge?
seems to be the problem here? Trespassing.
Breaking and entering,
Yeah.
being a dick.
Do you get into trouble for lying about your circumstance there, or do they just
Tim,
go, right,
anything
trespassing?
can and will be used against you in a court of
Oh,
law.
okay.
If you remember your Miranda rights.
Yep,
Miranda.
never had him read to me. Miranda's rights.
shout outs Miranda.
Yeah, big ups, Miranda. So
Well,
there you go. There's my
your
story.
streets in the it's a schmozzle out there.
It is
I might
by
actually-
definition the streets.
Well,
I'd
it
have
looks
to
so
go and
unsuspecting,
check my
actually.
car.
From outside
Are you getting
perspective,
up?
it looks
Sit down,
quite
Jeremy.
innocent.
Do that later.
It looks calm and collected out there, always.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks like they could have, and like we've talked about this, they could have filmed Neighbours in your court. It looks like that.
They could have.
But until we get these cameras sorted out, we're not going to know what your street is actually doing.
Yeah, we need to see the nightlife. We need to.
Our brother Drucifer, he's getting me on the mission to get rid of the rats out of the roof.
Oh yeah, okay. I had a little bit of a sniff of this story. Yeah,
yeah, and his idea is to rip all the sheets off the roof, then take out all the insulation. Right, it's a flat roof, corrugated
it was
iron.
asbestos.
Then vacuum. This is what I'll be doing.
Okay.
Take all the sheets
task by task.
Yeah, take the sheets off. Take the heating system away. Probably remove the what do you call these fucking
Skylights?
Skylights.
Yep.
Take out the insulation. Vacuum the rat shit. Then somehow Piper, the rats that are living in the roof, out.
Because they're going to come back.
Then put reverse all that what I just said.
Tin back
and then seal it all up
for good.
But I think there's a fault in the plan.
We got to find what's the deal. What's the
deal?
What's the moral deal?
Sorry, there was a point to that.
Okay.
One of his ideas was to set up a night vision camera, to see where the rats are getting in and out. I quite like this idea.
I don't mind that. That's better than all the labour that you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
Set up a camera at the end.
And I think that was in relation to your street. I think we need to know what the nightlife's doing, what the rats are doing. Really set it up. Find out who's coming and going down that alleyway.
Yeah, what's
that little
happening?
rat hole down the end of your court, Tim.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to draw a connection between these two stories. Boys in blues, peoples in blues, and things in roofs.
Yes.
And it reminds me of a story I read last week that some contractors were doing some works on the St Kilda police station.
Yep.
And they were repairing the roof and they found a number of unaccounted for firearms and narcotics.
In the roof?
In the roof. Well, they found two recently. About 6 or 8 to 8 years ago, they found some more and some drugs and whatnot.
Okay.
But
Stashing for later.
they found a couple of guns. It's just relative.
All right, so let's just...
It is.
Can we just throw that into the mix for a minute, right? So you're a roofer. You come across this stuff. You know you're working on a cop shop. You know that these narcotics / firearms have been put there illegally. You know it because that's not where they keep them.
No, the evidence room isn't in the ceiling.
in the square space. So you go ahead and you take said any one of any of those items, right? So you know that the filth is going to come after you. The dirty cops.
Right.
Filth,
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
dirty cops.
Yeah.
It's quite dirty.
It's going to come after you.
The persons who stashed it up there.
They're going to know you took it because you were in the roof, right? Then you don't know who they are.
Because they're detectives.
They know who you are.
They're going to find out that you're a roofer, and they're going to put 2 and 2 together. That's what detectives do.
And
They're probably sweating while you're up there.
any indication of how long it's been up there for? Like,
Good
was
question.
Was it a new?
Well, they had found similar things in another renovation. I don't know. It was nearly a decade ago, I think.
Okay.
So it's sort of they could have been remaining from the same time, or they could be fresh.
Now we just need to cross-reference which cop worked in those 2 stations. And
Oh man, I'm addicted to Forensic Files, the
have said this.
Netflix TV series, and I believe that.
So you basically are a cop.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Every night we sit down to watch a little bit of Netflix. We've got just enough time on the couch to watch maybe 2 20-minute shows, maybe 3 before we fall asleep and just go, fuck up, let's go to bed. But I've been forcing the Forensic Files upon my wife, which she comments by going every night. But she's getting into it, right?
Vanessa, I know you're listening to this right now. Probably at the gym working out. Keep going. Keep
lift,
running.
lift.
Lift.
Do another 2.
Has Tim said to you, what do you want to watch, babe? And you've said, I don't know, whatever. And then you've gone, how about some Forensic Files?
No, you know what happens is she gets her
Sorry,
pajama
that's
jammy jams on. And by the time she comes out, we're already into the theme music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then she's watching what we're watching. And then it's on autoplay.
Well, you're saying we as in your
me,
children?
me and the other detectives. That guy in my mind that says, "Yeah," but I'm telling you, it's so hard to get away with anything. That's what we call.
I
in the
believe it
forensic
is. I
field
believe it
as
is.
brazen.
So much so that I wouldn't commit a serious crime because I feel morally object to most serious crimes.
Sure.
I'd like to think.
Sure.
But also, there's the fact that, it'd be very difficult to get away with any such crimes. But I think also these programs are designed to make you feel that way.
I think so.
Like the RBT,
Oh, the old Border Patrol.
the old
Yeah.
Bondi vet.
You got your... Yeah. I know from Bondi Vet, it's reinforced me not having pets.
Yeah.
I've given up on that.
Fair enough.
But like we're talking, it's got to be a cop. Right, access to the evidence file.
Knowing that there's no video cameras in that room, so I can...
Yep.
Yeah, they've got it up there.
Yeah, there was a history. I mean, it's St Kilda Police Station back in the 80s and the 90s. There was a history of them being fairly corrupt. They were fairly rough and
How
rugged.
long? I reckon it's been up there.
Set up,
I
yeah.
reckon it's been up there for about
Drugs
10,
go
15
bad?
years.
Did drugs go bad? Yeah. I don't know if there was... I think it was just a couple of guns left over.
Okay.
But yeah, so obviously it probably wasn't recent. Let's say it probably almost definitely couldn't be recent. You know, there'd be no corruption occurring in the Victoria Police these days. Surely,
it's squeaky clean.
Squeaky clean.
Sure, they've wrapped all that
That's
nonsense
big,
up.
because what I want
absolute credit and big ups to the job that's getting done out there by these guys.
Yeah, the
Well, I
people,
think you're
the
reading,
people in blue, yeah.
And but speaking of secret agents, you know, and detectives and whatnot, some real life James Bond action has been brought to my attention.
Oh, yeah. Intrigue.
It's not recent, but it's serious enough to bring up, you know, and it includes a variety of events in this one major event, which I think is worth talking about. But real life James Bond action.
Okay.
We'll be the judge of that. Whether
Should
or
I
not.
Yep.
chuck some James Bond style music in here?
Absolutely,
Okay,
it
cool.
requires a little bit of suspense.
Here that is.
But
Nice choice, dude.
But it reminded me of a story that of a Russian submarine that sank in 1986, and it was a nuclear submarine and it had nuclear missiles on it, whatnot. And
Seems
Sounds
problematic.
yeah, I was going to say sounds
yeah, well,
dangerous.
that is dangerous. They're nuclear-powered submarines. They're crazy. They're running on bombs. And imagine being down in the sea and operating a death machine under the water.
Yeah, the
it's-
recycled air is coming from a nuclear generator.
And not only that, it was just about to fall, wasn't it? Like it was.
Is this
Yeah,
cold?
it was
Is this still
actually. It
cold?
was. Yeah, it was Cold War. It was
It's
on
still
a just like a Cold War presence mission around Alaska. You know, just like
I'm thinking, what's that movie with Short and Connery?
Yeah.
What is it?
Red October.
Red October.
it's like that. There was a movie based on this. I don't know what it was called, but it was
Red
a
October.
K-219 nuclear submarine, and it sank in 1986 due to a missile silo leak. A bit of salt water got into one of the missile silos and mixed with some missile residue and caused a fire.
Quick question.
Yeah,
What's the main ingredient of ocean water?
salt water. That's right.
Yeah, just checking.
That's right.
Yeah.
And apparently it had happened before, but they just welded that one up and sent it out again. But it happened
See,
again.
Quick fix. It's like in space.
It happened again.
That's
But
right. Just like it.
but anyways, it sank, and when it sank, it was a crazy event. There was a massive fire. It was going down, and the major general, which wasn't in the submarine, was telling him like, just keep
Sean
going.
Connery.
Just
keep going.
Was his rank Major General?
Yeah, I think so. Just he couldn't accept that was a failure, so he was like, just fix it, keep going. We're sinking in a submarine.
No.
Mate.
I only do general stuff.
Yeah, that's
general
right.
stuff. Sweeping, occasional dishes.
But anyway, there was a couple of acts of heroism.
Okay.
First of all, we should mention Lieutenant Nikolai Belikov. He was a reactor control officer, and he was the first person to go down and turn off one of the reactors.
Nico.
And he suffocated due to a lack of oxygen.
Nico.
Nico.
Too soon.
Big ups, Nico. Well,
Well done.
if they didn't do it, it'd be like the same as a nuclear explosion underwater, and you know, it would be bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Is that
Especially
safer than
turtles and-
outside? did you get?
Because it travels in water.
Oh, I don't want to
seen those
complicate your
maps?
story. Go for it.
But I reckon, anyways, it's
Yeah,
it's an
okay.
absolute act of heroism.
That's a side
Okay, yeah, he's
party.
good.
And
Nico,
then there was another fella called Serge Preminen, and
Sergio.
he volunteered to shut down the reactor in the end, and he shut down 4 of the cores and succeeded in that, which we've got to give a bit of
there
a.
was-
makes him 4 times the hero of Nico.
He got 4 times the recognition too.
Yeah,
The 4 cores as in the Irish folk band, or
that was the cause.
Anyways, yeah.
I'm Sean Connery.
And but he couldn't get out. There was a fire in where he was in, and it increased the pressure, so he couldn't open the door. And he died like looking at his friends through the window without being able to open the door.
Kind
I
of
love that
like,
scene.
Kind
I
of
love that
like
scene.
in that scene in Rogue.
every movie that's ever been
No,
made.
Rogue One. Rogue One, where they're passing the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
They can see him.
This is what I'm saying. This is real life James Bond action. This actually happened. You know, these guys did that. He sacrificed his life to save many.
Save the Red October.
Many. Anyways, in 1988, they recovered the vessel, and it was found out that it was on the bottom, broken in half, standing end on end. And they sent down a recovery
Good luck.
team to go down 18,000 feet underwater to recover the missiles and the nuclear warheads.
Is that an abyss?
Yes. No, not quite Abyss.
that's the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leagues.
Yeah, that's more like your 20,000 leagues on that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The Abyss is more your 40, 50, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
And if you'd
recall.
like to hear more about that, listen to our other podcasts, previous episodes. We talk about abysses. Are they abysses or the abyss? Don't know. Continue.
I think it's Abai.
yeah.
I'm not so sure. Abyssai. But yeah, anyway, so they found the vessel, they found the submarine, went down to get the nuclear warheads that were still in it and the missiles that were still in it.
Okay, so it's a retrieval
mission.
exercise.
2 years later, they finally found it, as they thought. Went down, found out that the missile silos had previously been pried open and all the nuclear warheads had been stolen.
Oh, no shit.
There had been a secret mission, and there are stolen mega warheads out there that have been stolen from the vessel before.
Okay,
This is
quick-
James
quick
Bond,
quest- quick
mysterious
question.
shit.
So is the Russian consulate going to hunt down their warheads retrieving their warheads from their vessel that has fallen? Or has somebody from another country intervened and...
Black
got it?
market
Like-
styles. Black market
So,
styles.
so who is it? We looking at the Yanks, or are we looking at the
Oh, big. Yep.
the Scottish?
Well, you could do the, go logically. You could probably think who's got the money. You're probably thinking CIA, Black Ops,
Okay.
something like that. Or I'd prefer to think like one of them crazy mega criminal guys.
Elon Musk.
Well, what he's going to be,
Hitler.
I thought you were going to say they went down 20,000 leagues, found the upended the submarine, and the warheads were full of jelly beans.
I thought you were going to say that the
and the Cold
nuclear
War was
warheads-
all a hoax.
Over.
I thought you were going to say that the warheads had reacted and they were down there. Whoa,
It melted a hole through
Yeah.
the core of the Earth. No, they weren't there. They're out there somewhere still.
Where were they? Forensic Files.
Who knows?
Netflix.com.
Well,
so-
I guess we're never
So
gonna
that's a
find
bit
out.
of intrigue. What clues would you have underwater?
I see what you say. Like, there's no footprints. Or,
That's
It's
what
the
I'm saying,
perfect
there's
crime.
There's no
Sure
forensic.
is.
It's hard. It's a very difficult forensic. Like you'd go down
Yeah.
there and you'd say, was it cut open? Which means if the vessel was cut in a certain way to gain access because the ends are up, so they've got to get in through the middle. They
See-
can't go in through the hole.
What
The
ti-
holes are.
What Tim's doing now is he's being
I'm-
a
I'm
detective.
so-
Forensic
and then
Files.
what happens is that they cut it open.
I can
so
see the
then you know
calculations. They're almost manifesting
at
themselves
such
physically in
depth,
front of his
they
eyes.
need to have a submarine that can withstand such pressures.
That's right. Where did they hire it from, Tim? Did they use oxy welders or oxy cutters?
Can a human oxy welder get out of the vessel that's retrieving?
Not at 18,000 clicks, man.
No, so they've got to have a specialised
Machine.
unit that can cut through.
How many of these machines
underneath.
are there on the Earth? Maybe 7?
Okay.
Right.
Do they have
Right.
access to something that can launch a nuclear warhead?
Okay.
To make it worthwhile
friend of
going
ours-
18,000
a good
feet to
friend of
steal
ours
one.
And a good friend of the podcast, Shane Duncan,
As
does
this
a little
means.
bit of mining and work for big oil.
Yes.
And he lays the cables, so to speak.
Yes.
And then in his spare time, lays the cables. But he basically operates one of those underwater submarines.
Yeah.
And they say that there's hours and hours where, and he showed me a bit of footage where they're sitting there hovering, waiting for their other vessel to complete a task so they can do their task.
Right.
They've got a robotic arm. They see, underwater creatures, and they can watch what's going on. They followed a whale for ages, but they're under there for considerable amounts of time. Is there a chance that something like this, they've come across something and they've gone, oh, this time, let's do this?
One of these salvage shows that you see on...
Salvages.
Yeah, Aussie Salvages is the new one. Looks terrible.
Is it really?
Yeah, but yeah. That could,
Hey,
could
Selwyn,
be.
how about we go check out those nuclear warheads in Smoko?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go do that, Dano.
I don't think those salvage teams really want to get into that kind of market. I think if you find
They're making enough money, man.
nuclear warhead, you kind of go, yeah, look.
Oil rig money, that you don't need to be looking for nuclear warheads.
No.
You're comfortable.
He's making a decent coin floating there, doing nothing.
How's
but
that?
but there is a connection to that. Maybe we can ask him at one stage and follow this story up.
What
would
do
it
have a
take?
link. Yeah, what would it take to cut a hole and then get
What
the
kind of-
warheads
what kind
out
of-
of there?
What kind of unit would you need to facilitate such a mission?
Yeah. What's 18,000 feet tech like?
And what's the pressure like? What's
Yep.
the pressure in a job like that?
And where is the black market?
Well, yeah, where is the black market? Internet?
Yeah, it's on the dark web, obviously.
Dark web is in the black market. Did the dark web take over the black market? Because the
Yeah.
black market was like, I'll sell it on the black market. And then that became the dark web.
I think that's it's a not what you know business as well.
I think
The black market.
The black market would have been, I would say, your warehouses.
Oh,
Places like this, somewhere
like
you can
dark alleys.
Yeah, you can drive a truck in, unload the goods that you've just stolen.
the ciggies, the
But now-
ciggies you stole on the truck.
Yeah, now you do all that, like you're
Online
saying,
training.
on the web.
Yeah.
You steal some bitcoins.
Yeah. Bitcoin was made through illegal transactions.
Was it?
Yeah, like
because
all the
the,
original or the initial Bitcoin millionaires, they were all criminals and pedophiles. They stored,
Allegedly.
Yeah, stored Bitcoin so they could use it for their illegal transactions.
Okay.
Apparently, allegedly.
To sell nuclear warheads?
Yeah, it's untraceable.
Is that
And
where
buy
we
and
go?
sell nuclear warheads, I guess. It seems like there must be a market. Someone's going to a lot of effort to
There's
steal
a market
them.
for it. A black market, if you will.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It is.
But that
I don't know.
brings me to a question. There are real-life James Bond scenarios going on in the day-to-day.
Sure thing.
What's your equivalent of a James Bond real-life scenario?
Okay,
James
I have-
Bond real life scenario.
I've got one.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, good, great,
Excellent.
shoot.
Went to Sydney for a wedding,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
And because I've been to Vietnam, I had some suits made.
Oh, nice.
Right.
And I was really pumped to wear the suit, just like James Bond,
Okay. Just like
him. I got to the wedding and realised, geez, it's a bit chilly, it's a bit cold. And do you know what I'd done? I'd left my vest at home.
no.
It's a three-piece without a
It's
vest.
three-piece. So do you know what I did? As soon as the ceremony was over, got in the car, drove back to the hotel, got my vest.
Did you really?
Hell yes.
Was it a good investment?
It was well worth it. It was well worth it.
That's good.
But that's not where
Do
the
you need to
James...
say that joke again so Jerry,
No.
we'll put it on the playback. Was it a good investment? Fucking hell.
I see what you did there.
No, I see what you did there.
Sorry, dudes.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah, that wasn't the James Bond part of it, actually. I was setting it up. I was in Sydney for a wedding. We flew over, got a hire car, and yes, Tim?
So much like James Bond, you disappeared from the event, making yourself unknown to the other people. Like they've thought they didn't even have time to say, "Where's Jez?"
Who's that guy?
before you're back with your vest.
That's right.
Okay,
Pretty
So,
much.
spy-like.
I missed canapes,
Yeah.
which was worth it, I think, for the
Okay.
vest.
Missing canapes can make very angry Jeremy.
Yes. But But
Much hunger.
But the levels of booze makes me happy.
Okay.
So that's fine because I'm at a wedding. So.
Okay, so it gives you the normals.
You could say he weighed up his options, but he had a vested interest.
Oh, hey. I see what you did there.
Thanks.
I like it. Does that mean I have to edit that?
No.
Oh, sure.
Please don't.
Sure enough. The skill. Okay, so the James Bond thing was
Bring it back.
it was the Monday.
Jeremy's bringing back.
I'm just trying to get back to the story. It was Monday. We'd visited Grandma in the home. Everything was just dandy, and we had timed it. Well, we'll just go. We've got 3.5 hours, so we'll go get some lunch, some mung, as they say.
Some mung.
Yeah.
Is that a Sydney thing?
Look, I don't know. I've heard someone say that before.
Never heard that in my life. Have you heard that?
I have now.
Oh, I have heard. Oh, so if you've just eaten, are you munged?
Munged out.
Munged out?
I'm munged out.
Is that what that means?
I think so.
Okay.
So we get to where we're going, a shopping centre area. We went to Grilled for burgers.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Not too bad. We've still got. I'm looking at my watch. We've still got 2 hours. It's a 50-minute drive. So all right. Well, we'll just go quickly through the shopping centre. I'll go buy myself a Pickle Rick.
Sure.
Because I'm collecting Pickle Rick and Morty paraphernalia merchandise.
Yep.
Previously, he was collecting zombie paraphernalia and merchandise.
Yep.
And
No more.
what happens to all my collections, Tim?
Yeah, it goes in Timmy's crawl space.
That's pretty much it. So don't worry.
Or Jez's crawl space.
You're getting some zombie comics and some Pickle Ricks in about 15 years. So just
Okay,
they'll
great.
be in mint condition.
I can wait.
So we get the Pickle Rick. We get back to the car. We type in Sydney Airport. And as you know, I don't know if you've been to Sydney, it's eagledy-piggledy, icel-diggledy. I think
Yeah.
is the
Yeah,
the
I think that's the
It's
phrase.
like the roads are going here, they're going there.
You got your
There's-
George Street.
You got
your George Street.
Anzac Avenue.
You got your George Street.
Yeah. It seems to be going all around in circles, and you
It
can
does.
never really know where you are. But I had the sense of mind to bring up the GPS from Melbs. So we're watching the GPS. It says, come out of the shopping centre, go down the road, take a left, and then take another left. But it wasn't catching up really quick enough.
Oh, it's doing the time lag.
So it said, take the left. I took the left. It spat us out onto the freeway.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Highway,
Thanks,
I
Trish.
should say. Because recalibrated.
Oh,
It goes-
recalculate your route.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it goes an extra 50 minutes straight away.
Boom.
What do you mean?
And, well, because the next exit is 25 kilometres away.
Oh, and then you got 25
Whoa.
back.
Yes.
To get back onto the thing to
50Ks,
get the
100Ks.
connection to
That's right.
the airport.
Okay.
Sort of a setup
You want
is
to make
that?
it on time.
So I make that left, immediately realise what's happened, and start freaking the fuck out.
Okay, he's good under pressure.
Yep.
Excellent. So this is where the James Bond part comes into it, because
Sure, okay.
Oh,
Keep
look out.
pulling it back.
I drove like,
Illegally. Can we say that?
I'm pretty sure I've lost my license.
Okay.
I didn't see any cameras, didn't see any police, didn't get pulled over, but I was driving like a James Bond movie.
They haven't quite got you yet, Sarge.
Not yet, Sarge, but I'm
But
pretty
we're trying to
sure
get him when he comes back in.
Yeah. And as Cass calculated, it's $90 for another ticket in an hour and a half to get another plane from Sydney.
$90?
It's about $90.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why don't we go to Sydney for a weekend?
'Cause it's-
Forget that.
Scratch
Continue.
that.
Let's go. Stop.
So
Stop.
I'm driving, let's say 10 Ks over the limit, for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Quite dangerous and
and
not
I-
recommended.
yeah.
Don't
do not
recommend it.
recommend it. Boys in blue, girls in blue.
Man, I've got an impeccable driving.
You actually
history.
do. You have a good record. Jeremy is, just to fill in short enough in the listeners, Jeremy is a notorious, what you call, backseat driver.
Yep.
And I have had to get the seat, on the back of the seat has got the head
Yep.
rest
Headrest.
thing
The
that
headrest.
comes out. Had to get them replaced because there's claw marks on the back of it.
Yes.
Just to bring up to speed.
Yeah. So we're
I don't drive very well.
driving down. We're driving down. I think it's the Hume, and we're heading back towards the freeway.
Melbs.
Right. It's
Yep.
been 40 minutes or something, and we're
Hire car?
hire car.
Ugh,
Yes.
even worse.
It's got great pickup though. You know?
Yeah?
Yeah, and I had the insurance, so I was fine.
Okay.
And we're timing it. It's like half an hour to get your bags. You've got to be there half
boarding.
an hour
Okay.
to get your bags on the plane.
Yep.
You can digitally check in over the phone, which
Fuck.
we did.
Fuck, Cass.
Yes.
Fuck.
We're fucked. Fuck.
Yeah.
We're fucked. We're gonna be fucked. I just want to go home. 50 minutes. What the fuck?
Yep.
Still got to get
Been there.
petrol because it's $3 a litre if you get it from the airport. If you bring it back and you're half empty there.
Oh, shit.
Plus the e-tags, you got to settle up.
They
you
fill it
gotta
up
do all
with jet
that.
fuel.
Yeah.
So
Slowly.
I'm typing in. We're
$3 a minute.
we're driving into the domestic terminal. The plan is to push Cass out of the car.
Okay.
throw
No,
the-
good.
Throw the
wait,
bag.
wait. Plan is to stop,
Well,
push Cass out of the car. Right, yeah, gotcha.
stop first. Throw the bags out. She's going to check the bags in and going to meet me down to the hire car place. But I had the harebrained scheme of I've typed in petrol stations. It's only 1.7 k's away, which is like a 3-minute drive. So I've said, well, I'm going to save myself probably it was almost empty. I'm going to save myself $90 to $100 here by going and finding a 7-Eleven, which it said it was 7-Eleven. Now, here's the thing. Here's what happens. I'm driving out.
Tell me.
I'm driving out. I'm trying to find the 7-Eleven. It says take a left. I take the left.
Oh,
Go around
no.
the corner. It's a dead-end street.
Recalibrating.
Recalibrating.
Please don't say 25 minutes.
Well, because everything's getting renovated, redone all the time. So that road just had been blocked off. And so it said, take the next right at the end of the street. No right turns.
Oh, yeah, because we're in Sydney.
So
Are we in Sydney?
We're in Sydney.
We're in Sydney.
We're in
we are.
Sydney proper. And
Is this the plane to get home?
this is the plane to get home.
It's an important plane.
And Cass has got a meeting. We were to arrive in Avalon. I was putting her in the car and then driving to a meeting at Crown Casino for 2.5 hours she had to go to.
God damn.
Yeah.
Cutting it fine.
Yes. So
But that's what James Bond does.
he
Tight
does.
schedules.
It's like down to the minute.
Yep.
So Cass calls
He
me.
doesn't lose his cool, though.
He doesn't, does he?
No.
I'm pretty sure I was swearing.
Usually has a product placed quality watch
Yeah.
to help him
Yeah.
keep such time.
And had a really nice car. I
Yep.
was driving a Holden Accord, I think, or something. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so Cass calls me, goes, turn around, come back now. I'm not turning around. We're getting this petrol. But I decided to bail.
$3 a litre, man. I just won't do it. I don't care if we don't get there on time.
Pretty much. But I decided Cass knows best. I said, like, right, forget about the 7-Eleven. Because it did send me around twice. Like, I went around twice that block that was wrong turns.
What kind of literage do you need in the car?
It needs to be above full. Because that's how it was when they... it's like
So we're talking a lot of
above the red line it was.
lot of cheese, a lot of
cheese,
bread.
I don't even know how much it's going to cost yet.
I could calculate that.
So I drive to the car hire. I drop all the shit off. I'm grabbing bags. I say to the dude, just put it on the fucking credit card. And he's like, all right. I was like, fuck.
Just like James Bond.
Just like James Bond. Put it in my credit card. Yeah.
And then Cass and I run. Have you ever done the run to the gate?
No, I haven't.
So we are running through
Yes.
the airport. We are
It's
doing.
scary. It is scary.
It's fucked.
How many checkpoints are in this run?
One,
Or are
luckily
you through them?
domestic. Luckily domestic. One checkout. Belt off. All the bags in. All that shit. But I had to go through the bags to get rid of the quarter bottle of scotch, the hairspray, the
100 mils of this and
all
that. Yeah.
bullshit. Right, get through that check. Then we run to the gate. Run, and they are closing the door. Last call.
So now you're Indiana Jones.
And yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
And we slide,
Yeah.
slide through the door, and
You made it.
we made it.
You're
So
here.
we get on the plane.
Okay.
They weren't calling out your names, though.
We
Oh, they
didn't-
would have been. They would have
Yep.
been.
Swanee and I
Last
had that once when we were on
Oh,
our way to
really?
go to tour, on our way to Brisbane or something. Though
Do you remember when...
we may or may not have been in the bar.
Do you remember when Swanee went through that gate and he fucking threw his hat over the gate, walked through the gate, and the hat landed on his head? Do you not remember that?
That.
And people clapped. It was awesome. Continue.
That's brilliant.
It was fucking brilliant, man. It did 3 full turns over the thing and landed on his head when he walked through it.
We might have to
And he
get
went-
Everyone clapped, and it could have been full of razor blades.
No, one of the people that clapped was the guard dude.
Here's what really gets my goat.
Please.
This is like the whole flying thing. You know, I've talked in previous podcasts. I'm not a great flyer. It's very cramped. I'm pretty tall, and it's a bit of a nightmare. Sit down, take off the plane takes off as we sit down, pretty much.
Oh, so you really late.
Really, really, really late. Take that, Tim,
Thank you.
and that. Here's the thing. This is what gets my goat. We're
doing it. What gets my goat?
Yeah, we're descending into Melbourne. We're getting ready. We're getting ready to land. The plane is full of kids, and they're all looking out the windows. And the dad in front of us is saying, "Look down there. It's snow mountains. Look at the mountains. There's snow on it." And he goes, "Oh, why don't you just?" And he's turned around and he's like, "Why don't you just go up to the back of the plane where there's all those empty seats?" And stick your head out and to have a look at all the clouds. So I do the old, what? Empty seat? Because I'm sitting like
You're cramped.
sardines, man. I stand up and turn around. There's 9 rows of empty seats.
Are you allowed
3 by
to do
3 by
that?
3 by 3s?
You know why they do that, though?
Because
Why
they
do
don't
they
want
do
to
that?
clean up.
No, it's weight distribution.
No, but okay. So what? 9
Baloney.
rows of empty seats.
It's not. It's like flying a plane. It's like
Some of the kids with the
It's not
parents, the kids,
science.
bloody,
It's not a science.
There's a lot of science.
Okay, can I just say, because I saw a picture of
You're
a
right, though.
plane of the survival rate of a plane, right? And it's got the front nose is red, very small percentage. The middle is at like, let's just say
Mid-range.
50%.
It's
And the back is in green.
was just
was
right.
just right in the tail section. So
Really?
if they're vacating 9 rows, they want you dead.
That's what you're saying. Airlines
I want you to die.
want us dead.
Yeah. No talkies.
That's a conspiracy.
That is a conspiracy.
And the other thing that got me, after you've cramped me in and we're paying for drinks, it's fine, it's domestic. They come around with the old bag full of, they give us the old Save the Children.
Oh, yeah.
They always do that.
They do,
Don't
don't they?
donate.
You on a plane? What? Actually,
Not one person, not 1 cent.
can this be the episode? What the fuck is that about? You're stuck on a plane. Can you give us a donation from an airline company, nonetheless, which record profits year in year out?
Yeah. No
Or they
doubt.
fail miserably. It's
That's another
cutthroat, isn't it?
conspiracy.
Is that what like they get you on that? They do it just before you land. It's like you to get you to make peace with your God, like so you're good
yeah.
because there's a high risk of crashing
The
when you
equivalent
land.
of put your head between your legs and breathe heavily.
Yeah, like, do you want to?
mate.
It's like, do you want to make a small difference? You know, even though that you're
Yeah, now you've survived
high priest
this,
child
and you know
molester,
how-
but you're gonna die.
Yeah,
You think you might die? Do you want
now
to put
that
some
you
money
know
and make you
how
feel a little bit
your life
better?
is teetering on the edge based on the, we're helping you survive this trip. Why don't you help some little kids survive by giving the
Your
changes
life
to
is
the
in
Bible?
our hands.
It's like Catholicism. They do the same shtick. They hand around a bag to.
Look, I can understand if it's international and you're changing money, but we're going from Sydney to Melbourne. It's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
currency.
You got leftover coins from another country.
want your coins.
You want to get rid of them, and it makes sense.
It's the airline equivalent of.
But you're right, domestic.
highway robbery.
Yep.
Where they
There's
come
no
around,
need
they
for it
go-
in domestic.
Skyway robbery.
And Skyway robbery, where they come around, they come around, they say, empty your pockets, or we'll kill you, and we'll crash this baby into the ocean.
That's right.
Can I just say one little thing about?
Yeah, because you were making notes in between
I did
my story.
because I didn't want to forget that you truly find out where you come from and what your ilk is when returning from a foreign country after a holiday back home.
Yes.
Right? So you know that the majority of people that are boarding your plane on the way home are from your ilk. Right? But they are
Like Melbourne.
Melbourne, yeah,
Your town, your city.
yeah, Tullamarina's.
They've got
otherwise.
enough money to travel.
Let's just say,
Oh yeah.
They've just had 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of things in common. We're all on this plane together.
That's a big
We've
thing.
all, we've all had the chicken or beef.
Yeah, true. Or halal, as it was. We don't want to leave anyone out.
Or you forgot to check the box and you're watching everybody else eat.
Yeah, okay, that did happen. But the hideous, ugly, embarrassing beasts that board the plane with you on the way back from overseas. You got your singlets, you got your thongs.
You went to Thailand. You're coming back from Thailand.
I am. So okay. So
not like you're
one
coming
woman
back
in
from
particular-
Prague.
This is the only reason why I bring this up. Yeah, true.
Just gone to Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, true.
You know.
And this hideous beast of a woman, which I can only describe her hair as Tina Turner.
Okay.
You know, circa 3-man enter, 1-man leaves.
Ah, right. So tips, highlights,
Highlights,
hairspray.
frizz in what can only be described as tropical humidity.
Attire?
No, tropical humidity.
Oh, okay.
Right, but planning for the cold weather because they've previously Facebooked home and found out, oh, it's cold over here. Jezbot, it's our coldest day of the year.
Yeah.
Over here. That's my Melbourne accent. And
Can I have a flat white?
you can, mate. We all coffee with
Have a
that.
latte, please.
Yes, I'll have a coffee with that. Go fuck yourself.
Smashed have.
Yeah.
Avo.
Yeah, you want some smash ammo? Sounds just like us.
So-
She's in we're talking, what is it? Soup to
nuts.
in a leopard onesie.
God dang.
Yeah. Like a
Age?
full body leopard onesie.
Age
Right?
of this
Age
woman.
58.
Good on her.
54.
Good on her.
You say good on her.
Not good
Oh,
on
mate, I
her.
really appreciate that. We're really
Take that back.
Good on her.
Not good on her.
Okay. I'll top you one with a denim jacket tied around her waist.
That's
for when
because
she
she's
gets
got a
back.
little bit of class.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, classing it up a bit. But, you know, we're representing our country by boarding our Thailand to Tullamarine, right?
100%. I agree with that.
You're representing.
Wholeheartedly.
At least,
Yep.
like, let it go on the flight. We've been 7 or 8 hours. We're all tired. We don't give a shit. We're
Don't
all
be too
accustomed.
loud. Don't be
Yeah,
swearing.
but we've customised ourselves
Yep.
to each other. We
As
don't
soon
care
as you
about
leave
your
the
onesie.
country-
Chuck your onesie on while you're on flight.
Yeah.
Do you know what
As
I
soon
mean?
as you leave the country, you're representing the country. And as soon as you sleep with someone from another country, you're also representing the country.
Okay.
So do your best.
Do your best.
Yeah.
Do your best. But she did end the flight. By the time we got back to Melbourne, she was far too hot in the plane. So she had her onesie stripped down to a like a bintang t-shirt or whatever the fashionable beer is. Singer
And Tiger beer
in
as
Thai
well.
beer.
Yeah.
And still had the denim tie around, but the onesie pulled down because the top half was getting way too hot with all that hairspray
bad choice.
blocking her pores and whatnot. But then, like, I did a little scan around the plane, and there's some fucking goons coming back to Australia, man. Some goddamn gronks.
Yep. It's like goddamn middle America out there,
Jeez,
man.
dude. Yeah.
The woman
It
sitting.
really is.
There was that moment where the entire plane filled up, and there was 2 seats next to me, and I had Icy Cool in front of me, and I'm like, check it out, Camo. I'm gonna fucking stretch my goddamn legs out. I've got a fucking bed, right? And then these 2 hideous gronks got on. Luckily, the husband, who clearly he'd had relations with this woman because 2 of their kids were on board. So there's something wrong with this guy. Something wrong with him. She looked like something out of The Simpsons. A pouty upper lip, a pushed-in little chin, like a Bart Simpson kind of mouth, if you need to picture that, and just had
A
like
onesie.
had a voice to match.
Yeah.
Did you want to go to the toilet before I sit down and read my book? It was like, shut the fuck up. It was fucking hideous. So I got like the worst people Would you like to have some of my salad?
I think this should be a new segment that you should observe a shitter. You should observe a shitter a week, you know? And then
Do you know?
when I say a shitter, I mean just a reproachable person, and then impersonate them on the podcast just for a small bit
can do
each
that.
week. Because
I can do
I'll tell
that.
you what,
I
that's
don't
some
mind
quality
offending.
humour.
That's my
don't
favorite
mind-
part of the week.
I don't mind offending the listeners if she's your nana, or she's your auntie
Or
Vivian,
your wife.
or she's your fucking wife, dude. Look around. Look at her mouth.
That's
I
right.
But I was transfixed. Right?
That's
I had
why this
7
is
or
the
8
escape
hours.
pods. Because not only is it an escape pod, but to be an escape pod, it's got to give you the opportunity to realise the reality that you're in is worth escaping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got to
this is
escape.
true.
And that's
Yeah.
what we're here for.
That is
Well
what we're
done.
here for.
That's taken
That
118
actually could be-
episodes. Yeah.
That actually,
Write that down there, Tim.
Someone write,
That
oh,
could
we
be-
record. Did we record? Is it?
Yeah, we're
oh, fuck, we
recording.
haven't started recording. Yep, it's recording. Good.
Fantastic. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah,
There is
Jesus.
a lot of
So
things-
on a plane, Tim, do you let Vanessa sit next? What's the deal like? Will you sit next to the guy? If there's
No, it was.
or do
I opted to sit next to the strangers. I
Yeah.
knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I spare my beautiful wife the trauma.
You're
of
the
that
buffer zone.
while subjecting her to our
That's
two children.
your real life James Bond moment of
It
your
is.
own.
It's me kind of like
Sacrifice, you're saying.
You know what? If somebody comes past and tries to fuck with them, I'm in the other lane. I'm in the other row, and I'm like, hey, that's my wife and my kids.
Hey, man.
Lay
you're in
off, man.
As you should.
I
As
get
you
defend.
should.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't realise they were with you. Yeah, man. I'm right here. I'm right here.
And they're with me.
And then
When you got back from the airport, did you come across the Balti or the Westgate?
Yeah, I did Balti.
Balti, as you do. It's the standard way these days.
Well, I did Avalon, so I went Westgate.
Oh, there you go.
If that helps
Okay,
the story.
it does help.
It does. Did you, as you come across the Westgate City Bound, there's a service station on your left-hand side.
No,
Oh, my favourite.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
They even have Villiers pies, which are hard to get. It's true. But they used to have a cake. They used to have a,
no, we've just got standardised 4 and 20 pies. I don't want one then. I'll get one on the service station on the way back from Avalon.
I've had this
Westgate.
very same rhetoric playing in my mind back in the day. But anyway, as you used to come through those roads on the highway there, on the freeway, there was a KFC either side. It was almost like that scene reminiscent of Never-Ending Story, where Atreyu was making this final dash between the two.
It's a long bow to draw, but
Yeah, well, it was. Well, that's how it
James
felt.
Bond thing, but that's all right.
Well, anyways, they were on both sides, like, pillars of ownership as you come across the Westgate Bridge.
Yep.
I'm very pleased to announce that one of these KFCs is now a Red Rooster.
Oh, is it really? Yeah, I'll give it a
well,
try.
no, because I thought the hot
what?
tip was that Red Rooster was
That's
going
what I
under
thought.
tip.
That's what I thought.
Can I
but they're
just throw into the
making
mix,
moves.
KFC or Red Rooster? Which is the dirty bird?
Dude, but it's KFC.
Oh, it's,
KFC.
it's filthy.
Okay, so the Red Rooster have to look across to the dirty bird across the freeway. Or
Yeah, they're eyeing each other off. It's like Lisa Simpson
like-
and his dodgy. What's a Maggie Simpson and the dodgy baby
and the
enemy?
the baby enemy. I was thinking,
Wait a
is
minute,
there any
I
two
thought
rival?
you said it was like never-ending story.
That's like
Is there two-
that's like a
No, is there
multitude
two
of analogies.
rivaling chickens in the film world? Think about it.
Two chickens, a chicken off. Well, you got your Family Guy, and he's always bashing on with the massive chicken.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, it's like
Okay.
it's like
you
a
got
it's
stir,
like a
you got Stir Crazy, where there's those two bank robbers and they're
just
dressed
have
as
one
chickens.
Yep.
And the only other chicken-related thing I can think of
Chicken run.
is
the chicken crossing the road, and they're either side of a road, and the chicken would
Okay,
have
so
to.
if you're going out of the city, you're getting the dirty bird. If you're coming into the city, you're getting Red Rooster.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's a good welcome.
You're leaving Melbourne. Good luck with your dirty bird. Welcome back. Welcome back to the good,
Did
clean
you make
Red
a one
Rooster.
stop at the dirty bird shop?
Oh, I
not
didn't
the Dirty
because
Bird
I
shop,
was
the Red
actually
Rooster.
heading outward. I didn't. Yeah, no, I haven't stopped.
Yeah, and like you had the Dirty Bird, so you can like get on that plane with all those gronks and spray some bowls, which is like what's going on in the toilets. Scenarios like toilet situation in
that
Anyway,
you have brought this up many times, that there's a certain amount of respect that needs to be had on a work site and a public place.
Yeah.
Planes,
clean up
planes are
after yourself.
notorious. Now, I got onto the plane and I found out this when we're doing just fine. I found this out when we got back because everybody sort of mentioned it. How did you guys flush the toilet? And there was one of those.
Didn't you use the three shells?
Did you use the 3 shells? Yeah. It's the wave. It was a wave and
Wave and go?
suck, right?
Oh, for the toilet in the plane.
This was one of those wave and sucks. Hello. It scared the shit out of Mason, by the way. I took him into the toilet. He thought the plane had opened. He really did, the poor little dude. It really did.
Did it have something to do with the
feel
fact
like
you
that.
told him that the plane had opened?
Yeah.
Look out, you get sucked out.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's that massive rush of air is to suck the smell out?
Okay, so it makes such a loud right? And you're like, fuck, for 5 seconds. But you don't feel any pressure change in the toilet area.
You're right.
So
where's it going?
it's a very contained sucking mechanism, right? But it really sounds brutal.
Violent.
Yeah, like, and if you heard stories repeatedly about the blue ice
Blue ice.
Yeah.
from the sky.
Hitting some poor person in the head
Yeah,
and
so
killing them.
you've got that in the back of your mind, and you know it's happening. You know that's where it's going.
Yeah. And the ocean's full of nuclear waste and bombs and stuff and Cold War relics.
Why
And straws.
Why no cabin change? And riddle me this: if everybody flushed the toilet exactly the same time, is that going to change the pressure of the entire cabin?
I reckon that'd be a fail-safe. Like, oh my God, we've lost the life of 267 passengers. What happened? Oh my God, 2 people must have shit at the same time.
Oh my God, that person in the back took a shit at the same time as that other person.
Well, look, it's
What are the
about
odds?
that.
So starring Christopher Walken.
It's about that
course,
time when Tim brings out the Christopher Walken accent that it's
Before Jeremy wraps it up and goes back to his miserable life of sitting on his couch alone watching Netflix and falling asleep
And
wondering
listening to
whether
the
he's gonna work
podcast.
the next day and listening to what we just recorded.
sounds pretty good.
Did you
I've got some big news.
Oh, excellent.
I don't know if it's big news or not, but we've talked about this before, and it's a subject that's a little bit close to me. And before we wrap it up, I'd like to just say that over a 10-year investigation, the FBI found no evidence of Michael Jackson being a child abuser.
No, and
I'll
it is
give,
his birthday
I'll,
today. Can we give him a
Yeah, I
little
was
happy
going to get
birthday?
because
Love you, Michael Jackson. I love you, Michael Jackson. I love you.
True. I've been
So
hearing
can I-
stirrings of this
can
for
I-
quite some time that he paid some people off, but there was never any like they had FBI files on the guy that was running the FBI, and they found shit about him. Could never find anything about Wacko Jacko.
Do you want to know my
That's
little?
right.
Do you want to know my little secret about Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. When there's 2 fantasies I had whilst growing up. One of them involved Michael Jackson.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. To get real, to break it down, to get real with y'all. I practiced my guitar with the image of, if I practice this solo good enough and I go to a Metallica concert, one day Metallica might invite me up to play it, and I'll fucking do it.
It's
justice.
I think that's a common, very
Right.
healthy fantasy to have.
I want to know
And
this.
that's
good enough.
healthy, and it's a reality. I'd say that's happening recently.
But I also had a fantasy that that one day I'd be the guest rapper on one of Michael Jackson's songs. You know, with that while that he's doing that. It's I did have somewhat of a fantasy of
Rapping for MJ.
to being the guest on one of Michael's
Fair
songs.
enough.
Invited.
If that's going to be the standard
Not
of your
enforced.
rhyme, I would say that is a fantasy that's...
To the hip. The hop. The hipper to the hippie. Has that been done before?
I think I've heard that one before.
Okay.
yeah.
Hey.
Maybe for me.
Well, that's good. That's actually good news. It's a good note to end on, like a feel-good story.
He was innocent.
Yeah.
We actually did. We talked about that on the work site today with the other boys because it's Michael Jackson's birthday today. He would have been 60.
Didn't even know that.
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that?
No.
And you brought that up.
Yeah, every day
his
is Michael
birthday.
Jackson's birthday, as
Okay.
far as I'm concerned.
It's like every day's your birthday when listening to Michael Jackson. That's when you get
right.
confused. But
Like,
it is his birthday today, and we all in unison said, "Eat it." He didn't do anything, but surely that would have come out by now.
Absolutely.
Surely.
Absolutely. It was a political assassination.
Shawnee.
And you've only got to listen to his last few interviews and his last album and the songs he had on it to realise why, I think.
Because he was a fuckwit.
He was a little bit of a fuckwit.
Well,
And he's a little bit... He was a vocal fuckwit, and he was a little bit angry, and he was bad news.
as Daniels has said, like,
Shut him down.
well, Michael Jackson didn't seem like he had a lot of mates. You know what I mean?
He bought a monkey as a friend.
Yeah, true.
So, I
Had
think
a monkey as a mate.
I think by
I
60
respect that.
or 50 or whenever he died, you're damaged goods by then.
Oh, if you want to do
He
yourself,
was well
if
and
you want
truly
to-
damaged goods.
if you want to do yourself an injustice, go and listen to Michael Jackson's last recording, which was of his voice, which he recorded while he was in one of his states.
Oh, yes.
Dosed up on everything that he needed to help him survive.
Yep.
And they've recorded him more or less on his deathbed, more or less. And he's talking about what he wants for the future, and he's kind of reflecting a little bit, but it is jibber jabber.
Can we get that at the
Trying
end
to
of the
record him
episode?
at his...
Ooh, I don't know. It's kind of a bit too miserable.
Try to record him at his worst, so they, who knows? But if you saw it, I watched a documentary of him preparing for his tour that he died just before he started, and that was like, it was a world tour by Michael Jackson's, and he called it, what is it? This is it. This is it. It was everything.
So he announced that, and the very first tickets went on sale. And in the UK, he was going to do 50 concerts, and I was working with our mother at the time, and she can vouch for this. The listeners, we won't confirm this to you, but she'll be listening to it say, yes, yes. I turned to her and I said, mark my words, he will be dead before the first one.
Did you really say that?
I said that to her. Mary, ring us in, record your voice confirming this. And I said, mark my words, he will be dead before he even does one concert. Because the idea, I've been on tour, we've done, you and I have both done several nights in a row. It almost kills you, man. It's
It
just
does.
like, it's so exhausting.
And you guys are just doing verse, chorus.
That's right.
This guy's dancing as well.
Dancing
He's
crazy.
doing the works.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
terrible.
There you go. So I predicted it. So
Well, that's good, Tim.
there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Happy
And
birthday.
On that final.
Happy birthday, Michael Jackson.
Happy birthday, Michael Jackson. I love you. This is the recording. This is the recording.
A couple of his finer messages that we should say before we shut it down this evening is, one, it don't matter if you're black or white. He was pretty
not-
adamant about that, and he
Does not
he
matter.
proved it
He's
himself.
right.
And also, all he wanted to say is that they don't really care about us.
They don't really care about us. And Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl.
He thinks he
Says
thought
that
he was
I'm
the
the-
one.
I am the one. But that kid is not his son. Blanket is.
For the record,
And the way you make me feel, it really turns me on.
And you know what's smooth? Criminals. And on that note,
do you remember the time?
I do remember a time.
It was dangerous.
I like what you did there.
Cool.
It was
Okay, and on that note, and that final demise of poor old Wacko Jacko, Mickey
Much maligned,
J,
wrongfully accused,
baby dangling.
weirdo.
It was crazy, but crazy good. And we all got to remember that. Just as this episode was crazy good, and we're wrapping it up, this is Turnstile Records presents the Escape Pods. Thank you so much for joining us again. We will be back. I don't see any end to it soon.
What, this episode?
I don't have anything to do after this. Jeremy needs to go fall asleep to Netflix. I'm Timmy Taco.
I'm Jezbot.
I'm sure enough.
Bye.
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button. The ship will self-destruct in exactly 2 minutes and 40 5 seconds.
Who are you? One pod left. And the 3 of us.
The escape pod. The escape pod.
What if there are droids in the escape pod? The sensors wouldn't pick them up.
Escape pods sounds really nice.
Well, boys, it's a very lovely ship. I think you should look out. Goodbye.